Hello and welcome to another video. As you can see, I've kind of sort of changed my setup a little bit. We'll see how this works. Got this white background thinger and I managed to get my phone lifted up a little higher so that you can see more of what I'm showing you. And so today's video will be in a few parts that I hope to be able to merge together through editing in a good way. But if it looks a little choppy in places, that's because I did film this in 3 parts. And so the goal of today's video is to introduce you guys to my new planning method, which will incorporate the Erin Condren Life Planner. The same day that I'm releasing this video, I should also have released an unboxing video for my Erin Condren Life Planner. So if you're unfamiliar with that new addition to my planning system, definitely go and check that video out. And for this video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to use that new planner with my new bullet journal. So this is my old bullet journal, and at the time that I'm filming this, I still have like this many pages in it, and June actually still has like 3 weeks. But because I'm traveling at the end of June, I wanted to film this all much earlier so that I can have everything ready to kind of get all done, because I'm going to lose a week of filming at the very end of June, and so that means that I'm doubling up on filming other weeks. So yeah, so I'm going to do this part now. It'll be in 3 parts. The first part, I'll unbox and introduce to you my new bullet journal. Sorry, I have some weird hiccups going on. I'll introduce and unbox my new bullet journal. And then in the second part, I will have set up my new bullet journal, and I'll give you a quick flip through of how that looks and how I'll be using it. And then in the last part, I'll show you how I've set up my Erin Condren planner and what that looks like. Yes, I don't know yet if I will have shown you how, like if I'll do the setup in real time or not. We'll see how that goes. For now, I want to show you my new bullet journal. So this time I'm trying a Scribbles That Matter notebook, and I was really uncertain about this. I've used Rhodia for my past 2 bullet journals. I really loved the paper and wasn't sure, like I just didn't want to risk getting a sub-quality paper because, I mean, it's such a good paper. What are the downsides, you know? But the Rhodia actually is really limited. It has really great paper, but only has 2 hardcover dot grid options, and this color cover that I have now is soft. And that's okay, but it's kind of hard to write on towards the very end because it bends. And it's kind of like coming out, it's bending outwards towards the ends. And I don't use my bullet journals for longer than 2 or 3 months, so it's not like it's banging around in my backpack for a whole year. But I do really like the idea of a hardcover, and I was ready to try something different. And so here is the Scribbles That Matter. I went with this one because there are several people that I follow on various social media that use a Scribbles That Matter planner and, bullet journal notebook. And so I really hoped that, and I like their work, so I hope that it'll be a good notebook. And I really stalked the Amazon page for a long time because this color wasn't in stock when I decided I wanted to get Scribbles That Matter. And from everything that I'd seen, they're frequently sold out at different times. So I really stalked the page, and I had a lot of trouble deciding if I wanted the iconic version, which I have here, or the pro version. I ultimately decided on the iconic version, mostly through a poll I put on my Instagram asking people, because I really couldn't decide. And people voted that I get the iconic version, which I found a little surprising. Because when I first ever saw the Scribbles That Matter, I didn't like these doodles. They seemed kind of juvenile to me, and yeah. However, they started to grow on me. It definitely makes the cover look really interesting and fun. And this package came within like a one of those like bubble lined yellow envelope things. And I took it out but didn't do any more unpacking. So it does come in this plastic box thing. So yeah, I'm glad I got the iconic version just because it adds a lot of like depth to the cover, whereas the pro version is a little plain, and I really, really love this pastel pink. So yeah, let's just open this clear box. Oh, so this is a little hard to open, and if you're just shoving your hand in there, it actually cuts, like digs into your hand, so be careful with that, because that's kind of, whew, that was uncomfortable. I did that accidentally. But it's a sturdy package, which keeps your notebook from like being dinged, so I appreciate that. And then there's more packaging. It's wrapped in a clear plastic, so I'm gonna have to get through that. Ooh, and it feels soft. It feels quite nice. Kind of like leathery, though I believe it's not supposed to be real leather, but it is soft. And so here's the back, though I'm sure like it's a pretty popular notebook, so many should be quite familiar with it. I'm really excited about the numbered pages because Rhodia doesn't have numbered pages, and I don't really mind writing the numbers myself, but at the same time, it seems like it might be a cool like added addition. I very recently started using a Term 1917 notebook for a different project that I'll talk about in another video in the future, but I really liked having the numbered pages, and I didn't think that I would really care or notice, but I do. So this is wrapped in a really crazy way. The paper cover thing goes over the elastic, but the elastic is over the book, but it tucks under the book, so it's like, how do I get that out with the elastic right there? So that's interesting. Just give me a second to get it. Okay, so that's kind of fun, and I'm gonna get rid of that. Here's the notebook uncovered. I like it so far, but I'm really, really, really interested in the paper. And this weird like indentation when the hardcover is like kind of soft in texture doesn't bother me because the band goes over that, you know, so that's fine. There's a pen loop. I don't foresee myself using this pen loop just because the pen I use to for like everyday writing is this one. It's a Pilot G2 0.5 millimeters, and I mean, I use it for everything. I don't just use it for my bullet journal, so to just have it hooked there would be a little inconvenient because I use it for everything. I kind of just keep it in my backpack, so I don't think I'll use that, but it's a feature lots of people like, I know. And then we have the opening pages, and the paper is very smooth. One of the things that I didn't like when I tried a Limon notebook, I briefly considered using Limon as my second bullet journal. I didn't like how rough the pages felt, and so I'm really, really happy that these are quite smooth. Oh my goodness. And the pages are, I don't know if it's showing up, but they are a little whiter than the Rhodia, but they aren't a really bright white. Like, they aren't as white as this poster board I have back here. And so that's nice because I like the cream. Wow, okay, I like this. So I'm going to pause, do a pen test, or I guess maybe I can just show you guys the pen test. Oh, there's this weird page, mindfulness. Flip through this journal from the first page to the last. See all the scribbles? A mirror to your past. What have you learned? How have you grown? Reflect and ponder when you are alone. So that's nice. It kind of tells you when you start your journal, and then prompts you to flip through it and kind of reflect on what this journal has kind of meant to you, what you learned from it, what it taught you about yourself. So that's really cute. And we've got, sorry, pocket in the back. It's a nice pocket. It goes really far. My Rhodia pocket only goes out to right here, and that makes it really easy to like pick up. I don't use it really often, but I wasn't prepared for that. I've never seen such a long pocket. So there's that. So a pen test time. So I will just kind of do some rifling, find some pens that I like. This is my everyday writer, so I already misspelled it. There's that pen. I have here a Crayola Super Tip. I like using those. I'm really worried about this Stabilo Boss highlighter. I like using them, but they bleed through just everything. What else do I have? I have some Staedtler Tri Plus fine liners. I frequently letter with these Crayola signature fingers. Sorry, I don't have a better word for that. Brush pens. There's a word for that. It just has a dual tip on the other end. I like them because they're really cheap relative to like a Tombow or something, and so I've been using them to practice my lettering. And finally, I think I will just use a Tombow. Yeah, that's what I use on the reg. So let's flip it. And there is ghosting. I think I can get used to it. I think it's about comparable to my Rhodia experiences. So just when it's like a fresh, clean page, it's always like really obvious. So if we look here, like the Crayola, these are done with the Crayola signature. There is a bit of ghosting there, more so than here, because here I have like this C, and you can see it, but just barely. Whereas this is pretty obvious. That's a little disappointing, but I think I can work with it. I'm going to try it. I really want to give this notebook a good try, so I'm going to try it. There was almost some bleed through on the Stabilo, but not really. And it's just at the very end where like when you lift your pen and the ink pools. So that's not too bad. Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna try it. I'll stay in this notebook. I actually couldn't handle the roughness of the Limome notebook, and so I just bought another Rhodia and have the Limome just sitting around right now. But I'm interested in trying this out because I really like their colors. Mine has a little dirt right there. That's weird. Wait, can you see it? Yeah, right here. Despite all that packaging. Oh, and then it has these bookmarks. I don't use the bookmarks. The Rhodia actually had a really cheap feeling bookmark that I just cut off. These are nice. They feel nice, but I don't use them. I like having tabs. So I think I'll tuck those away somewhere. But they're also a really pretty color, so maybe I'll use them. I don't know yet. We'll see. But those were my first impressions, and I'm going to go start setting this up. And when I come back, I'll kind of show you how I did that, and then we'll get into the Erin Condren. Sorry, this is going to be quite a long video. Okay, so I've set up my bullet journal just by transferring everything that I want to move into this from my old one, and I'll do a quick flip through of that before moving on to talking about how I'm going to be using my bullet journal and my new Erin Condren planner. So I haven't filled out the index yet. I'll do that eventually. Or this bullet code and color code, just because I don't know if I will or if I need to. I haven't decided. I definitely don't need to. I don't know if I want to. I start with my future log, and my last bullet journal's future log. Went from May to August. This one is going from July to October. And if you can see here, I didn't put in a year at a glance at all. Last time I used a printout because I got tired of writing it. But this time I didn't even want to use a printout because I didn't go to it. I don't check it. If I need to look even farther than here, I usually just check my phone. So I didn't include that. But I kept the same format because I really liked it and just added a lot of stickers. I have a section for Etsy notes once again. My savings tracker is back and of the same format. I brought back my meal plan layout, though I noticed that something I got in my Etsy kit, or my Etsy accessory kit thing that I ordered, is this dashboard that has a nice place for meals. And I set this up before I got that. So I don't know which one I'll use. Maybe I'll use both. I don't know yet. Because this lets me map out ingredients. Then I have a wish list and a master meal list. My savings tracker for some digital upgrades that I want to get. 1 second. There we go. Looked like it got out of focus. Oh no, okay. YouTube stuff. Anime and K-drama spreads are back. I ran out of space, but I also didn't include the last couple here because I figured I'll read those before July. Yep. Brought back my cleaning spread because I really liked it, and instead of using that washi tape with the individual circles, I just had black lines and then put a pale yellow over it, and you can see the lines through the tape, so they're kind of like little boxes. And then I'm ready for July. I don't think I'll add anything else to this. So yeah, so that's how I set up my bullet journal. And as for my planner, so looking here, I haven't set it up yet. That is probably going to be another video. It's hourly, so I want to be able to take let's go to this week. I want to be able to take all of these random tasks and put some of it in times. So I think I'm still going to keep these lists, and I'll actually set these up early. I'll have this month I did it because I was doing that writing only challenge that I set at the beginning, and so I just set up all my weeks at once because I had found a really easy and simple layout, and I just kind of wanted to get that all out of the way, especially because I was also tackling several other projects like keeping up with this YouTube schedule and starting to the process of opening my sticker shop. So I set these up in advance, and I think that in the future I'm going to continue to do that so that I can have lists just going for things that I know I'll have to do on certain days. So this week's here. I already have a lot going on for next week, and then even some stuff for the week after. And then this week's pretty blank. But I want to keep doing that so that I can go to weeks like this. Like, let's say this is this week. Looking ahead to next week, I can put stuff like this into my Erin Condren planner, especially if it's time sensitive. So I have a meeting on Tuesday and a meeting on Thursday, so I can put those into my Erin Condren planner, as well as get things kind of organized. For example, I have this big list of stuff to do today when I'm filming, and didn't really know or have any idea when I was going to do things. And so I want to use my Erin Condren planner to kind of map out when I'm actually going to do the stuff on the lists in my bullet journal, and get a sense of, is that realistic and how long will it take me to do things? Because I have lots of really long lists, and sometimes I do quite a bit. Like Monday was really productive, and sometimes I don't get to anything, like on Tuesday, or sorry, this is Friday, because I get tired or something. But I want to use my Erin Condren to map out what blocks of time I think I'll actually be doing the stuff in my bullet journal. And come the start of the school year in September, this is my last year in college, and so I want to map out my classes. Something that I noticed last year, for some reason, there was like one class I had that I just kept forgetting when I had that class. I had it every single year, every single week, but we only met once a week for lecture, and it met 1 o'clock on Friday afternoons, and for some reason I always thought that it started at 2 o'clock. And so I usually remembered before then, and I just walked over, but I would remember really close. Like at noon, I'd remember, wait a second, it starts at 1, not 2. And then I missed the last lecture of the semester because I forgot. Usually I'm on campus all morning, but this last Friday, I wasn't on campus. I was home, and then planned to take the bus onto campus so that I'd get there in time for 2 o'clock. And then realized as I was walking out the door that I was leaving an hour later than I needed to be, because it was already 1:15 and class started at 1. And that's never happened before. So that's my last year, and I just really wanted to make sure that I keep everything together. I also am taking a lot of classes next semester that do only meet like once a week, and I have a lot of free blocks of time to work on independent projects and things for those classes that only meet once a week. For example, I'm going to be doing a senior thesis, and for those, it's just me writing on my own, setting up meetings with my professor, and we may have like 1 or 2 weekly meetings, but there'll be a lot of time that I'll have to manage better, because a lot of the things that I'll be doing, I'm expected to kind of map my own way every week through the course, and have just like 1 or 2 meetings to kind of come back and make sure, check in with like the professor. So I want to make sure that I do that here. And so I think that's how I'm going to do it. There are also a lot of things in my bullet journal that I don't think I can do in an Erin Condren planner. So if we go back to June, I'll be eliminating this spread, because I think that the Erin Condren spread is better. I mean, it's bigger, and I just won't have to write it out because it's already done. And stuff like this. So my gratitude log, I think I'm keeping in here. I do have this perpetual calendar that I know some people turn into gratitude logs, and I don't know if I want to use that for this or not. I might, just because it's really simple and I don't change my gratitude log at all. I may use it for a 1 line a day, though my gratitude logs are basically 1 line a day. It's like the highlight of the day is also usually what I'm grateful for that day, and it's the same. It's the same thing. And then I have my bills and expenses, but I'm really, really hoping that Erin Condren restocks their finance or budget petite planner or whatever it's called, because I saw it online and I really, really like it. I'd like to have all of this kind of stuff together. But there are other things like my mood tracking I want to keep up, and I want to keep in here. Habit trackers I want to keep up with in here, because there are a lot of random things that I want to keep up with, not just 1 or 2. I think I may move water into my Erin Condren, but my sleep log I want to keep, a food log I want to keep. So those are all spreads that will stay in my bullet journal. My lettering practice I want to keep in my bullet journal. and then ongoing to-do lists. So that's how I'm going to be using them. I'm going to basically use my bullet journal as a place to like dump ideas, thoughts, and tasks, and then my Erin Condren as weeks get closer to kind of finalize what I actually think I'm going to be able to get done within that week or day, and to kind of map it out in the time that I do it or the time that I actually end up doing it. I don't know exactly how structured I'm going to be to these times, but we'll see how that goes. And yeah, also as a way to kind of keep everything together, because the Erin Condren, the one I have, is for a whole year, and so this is the year from July 2018 to June 2019, whereas my bullet journals only ever last a few months. This one's only going to last 2. Because I'm moving into my Erin Condren, I think that this may last a little longer. I think that this will last longer because of the summer months, so I'm pretty sure I'll be able to fit the rest of the summer in here. And then once school starts up again, my to-do lists are generally a little longer and detailed, so those may pick up a bit, and my next bullet journal may not go quite as long, but we'll see how it goes. And so yeah, that's kind of my new system. It will be these 2 books, and I'll do plan with me's and flip throughs and things for each of them to kind of see how, kind of show you how this planning is actually going. And if you use this for anything other than a gratitude log, I would really love to know what it is that you do with it. Because I don't really know. I mean, I could probably use this like the budget planner. Every day I could write down what money I spent. But we'll see. I'm not really sure. So if you do use it for something, definitely let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.